Hello, girl.
Hi,
Girl.
summer.
It is
Summertime.
it
Hot.
is summer. It is summer. We are I don't know if you about you, but uh yesterday I decided to finally open the pool. So we have a pool.
A little late, girl.
I know that's what Jen said because I was like in a post and go, we opened the pool. She goes, it's mid July, so I'm gonna need you to
Just
like,
a month.
but it doesn't get hot enough for me. First of all, welcome to our listeners. I know went straight into pool season, but I personally need a pool to be around 85 in order to get into it. I don't know
Degrees
about
or
you.
outside?
85 degrees need to be the pool
No,
temperature
no.
needs to be about 85, and
I
then
could
I feel
see.
comfortable. It started actually at 87.
That sounds very warm. I need a pool to be
It
like
was lovely.
72. Like 72,
That's freezing. Girl,
I
this is
think.
because
I
you
also
do
don't
cold
carry a
plunges.
thermometer around with me,
There's
but
a thermometer in the pool to tell me what it is.
I was real amped up and wound up the other day, and so I needed to go the cold plunge, which was at 47.
Stop, girl. Okay. I think my heart would stop. I actually am not sure I would survive 40 something or
I mean,
anything in any
I
water.
only do 5 minutes, and you keep your toes out, the tips of your toes and the tips of your fingers,
5 minutes is a long time for anything with cold.
but you get this, like, wave that comes over you of, like, am I stopping breathing?" And then you're like, "No, I'm just it's like, feel your whole body, like, slowing."
If I have to question if I stop breathing, that means I don't need to do this. This is just not for me. But I do think it's supposed to help with inflammation, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, when you feel really wound up when I feel really wound up and I feel like, anxiety and whatever, like, going in that is like, like, it just pulls you back into yourself in a way that's like, whoop, it just, like,
Can't
kinda
you just tap yourself? You could do the same thing by doing this tap therapy, that thing that they say to do.
yeah. No, I mean, to each his own. I feel like
I should try it though.
the reset with the cold plunge is I couldn't even imagine. I actually am, like, imagining you right now, just, like, the drama of even, like,
Girl.
walking near a cold plunge and just like, I
Okay.
need my heart
I'm not
stopping."
sure walking near feels far. There's actually a cold plunge and a spa, hot sauna. And I actually walked by it going, this sounds interesting. It's an interesting concept for like, it's actually a self-care store that just does cold plunges
Mm.
and hot sauna. Is that a
I
thing?
do yeah, I do hot tub, then steam room or sauna, and then cold plunge. So I am, like,
Okay.
temperature, like, all the way up, sweat it out,
Girl, that
and
sounds
then dip
oof.
in.
I might listen, I might pass out, but that's fine. I'm gonna give you that. Um, I know a few episodes ago we talked about I don't even think I've told you. A few episodes ago we talked about my lovely fall in Mexico. Remember the falling ladies of San Miguel? That was an episode a couple, right?
Right, right,
So
right.
randomly, remember I kept talking about how old I'm getting and pain in my knees and all this other stuff. Well, my knee locked up a couple weeks ago. Couldn't walk on it.
During a fall?
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago, randomly, I was
Oh,
sitting on my couch and all of a sudden, ah, major pain.
what do you mean,
Tried to
you
get
fell off the couch?
No, girl, I was literally
Oh, you just
sitting on the
felt
couch.
pain.
I turned left. I turned my body left, and my knee, for some reason, same knee, went into almost lock. I started walking, couldn't walk. Jen was like, "You were just sitting there. What happened?" Fast forward, last week I got an MRI. I have a meniscus tear. Fast forward.
From the fall, do you think it was? Has to be,
So
right?
so it must be a connection. Meniscus tear, arthritis in the knee, falling ladies had a bigger impact. So now
So,
occasionally
but wait,
limping.
you are drawing you are feeling like it happened then?
I'm drawing the conclusion that I may have had already like a weak knee
Yeah,
that then falling on it at
yeah,
that level on a cobblestone had a
right,
greater
then for it.
impact. So, yeah, so I'm in physical therapy dealing with it and hoping that a good shot of something. But there's a lot of treatments for it now. There's a lot of different treatments that don't include surgery. So, my summer, all I wanna do for my birthday and make sure I can do for my birthday is do what I wanna do. So I'm not trying to be in pain, so I'm doing everything, daily physical therapy,
The
and
pool's probably
maybe
good for you then. Have you been in the pool
pool.
more?
Well, remember yesterday was our first day in the pool because we're
Oh,
warm
okay,
enough.
girl, then you need to start getting, like, a pool, yeah.
I need to be in the pool every day. And you know what? Back to your, ice bath, I may throw, my knee in there. I may be throwing my knee
It
in one
honestly
of
does
those.
wonders for that type of thing,
Really?
especially 'cause
Is this
probably yes, because you probably have inflammation, like, most people
it
that
is.
I know who used it in the beginning was, like, because people were like, hurt like, a leg or whatever, and just put that part in.
I might be going to that Claremont thing and praying to the Lord and hoping I can get one that, but being drama. I'm gonna do it alone so
I
I don't
don't
have
know if you can
anybody.
do it. I
I'm
mean,
just do it by myself, so no, I can only embarrass myself with the people I'm paying. Uh,
yeah, I mean, if you only like being in 87 degrees, uh, a cold plunge may be it may be a lot for you.
One knee may not kill me. But Jessica, what are the things? So the falling ladies. Listen, I'm moving on. Moving forward. I'm fighting through. But Jessica, you just had
Oh,
a now. So, but yes. So anyway, moving forward from my
yeah, I'm sorry
issues,
you're
my
going through
personal
that.
issues of being a 50-year-old woman, only 50. Let's not go through the rest of the age. But
Wait, because
maybe we'll.
your birthday is I'm not gonna ask you how old you are, but I will ask you if when you say only 50, is that because you are trying not to you're just staying there?
Yeah, at
Or
some
are you
point, you know
actually
what? There was a while in which I only stayed like 45.
40? Got it.
Yeah. And so I think I'm at that stage that I actually will embrace
Your
50.
years are not 365 days. That's not your
That's
ministry.
not that's not that's not my ministry or your business.
I do
So
900
it's not your business.
720 to
It's not
720
your
to
business.
1080.
But as a woman in her 50s, knee injuries
Oh, I
happen.
like that.
As a woman in her
A
50s.
woman in her 50s also sounds very mysterious. Like,
Right, a woman in her 50s and
"Oh,
in her
poor
full.
Tanya, she's
And
a
in her
woman in her
full.
50s."
Right. But I do I will say every doctor told me, everyone who I saw, it's time you need to lose more weight, Tanya. You need to. So that's another episode for us to talk about. Thank you so much for telling me what I already know I need to do in order to help my knee, but that's fine. So
Yes,
Jessica, um, moving on from my situation, you
yes.
actually had a lovely family reunion, I think,
Yeah,
and did a little traveling last
yeah,
couple weeks.
that's right. I went to Alabama, which for people who know me
I
are
know.
probably
I was
like,
like,
"What?
what?
You, Jessica?"
I think I
Um,
was like, "What? Where you go?"
I went to Alabama, and by the way, like, I love Black people so much because everywhere I went, there were family reunion shirts, and they were not my
Oh,
family. There's so many families down there doing family reunions.
I love that.
Yeah, but
Because I
it
was
was
thinking, do people really still do family reunions? I
girl,
mean, okay, in
yes,
the
and
South,
what's funny
they
is
are.
when I was there, one of my girlfriends, I saw her and her family doing a family reunion. They were over in, they were somewhere else in the South. Maybe they were Texas. My other girlfriend who's a listener, shout out Candace, she's, currently on her family reunion in San Antonio. So
Oh,
yes,
I
that
love San Antonio.
and where I really like I mean, outside of family fellowship, we'd spent a lot of time at the legacy sites, which is
Mhm.
um, Equal Justice Institute, right? Brian
Mhm.
Stevenson. He has put together and curated the most fabulous and powerful experience across 4 different spaces in Montgomery. And I will say, there were a lot of families doing family reunions at these sites, which is
I would love that.
powerful. Yeah, it was great. So basically, this is
We'll
like,
share some photos of this,
yes, we should.
right.
And if you haven't, I had never heard of the legacy sites at all,
Me
and I've
either.
obviously been to a
Me
lot of
either.
civil rights museums in the United
Right.
States, and I was kinda thinking like, "Oh, this is one of those," but Brian Stevenson does so the first location opened up in 2018, so these are brand new. When the most recent one opened up, it's 4 sites, you pay $5, $5.
$5.
Girl, $5, and you go to 4 sites throughout Montgomery. There's shuttles for free. There's a boat ride that you go at one point if you want to get to the Legacy Museum,
Okay.
and there's the museum is indoors, and then the other 3 are kind of outdoor kind of sculptural gardens, if you will. Um, uh, the most well done work I've seen, and the museum, the point of it is from, like, it takes you from enslavement
Slavery.
to kind of racial terrorism, to
Mm,
segregation, to mass incarceration, and
mm,
it has this thread running through it, and it is so powerful, and the other sites are there's a National Memorial for Peace and Justice, and that's the one
mhm.
you may have seen pictures of that has all the things hanging,
Yeah, yeah.
um and then there's the Freedom Monument Sculpture Park, which was blew my mind away. One thing there that I'll share a picture with you of is there's a wall that represents in 1870 every Black family that's and their last name. So the census, that was
Mm,
the first time that all Black people were on the census with a last name. And
yeah.
so it's a wall that includes every single Black name that was registered in the census at that time.
Wow.
And there's a little finder, you put your last name in and
I
you
know.
find
Did you
where it
find the
was.
I know you love that stuff. Did you?
Yes. Yes, I found my last name and my married last name. Uh, so moving. So I would say to everybody, if you have
Go.
kids who are in s that get to Alabama, and I
I know,
never
that's
thought
hard
I
to
would be
say. That
straight.
really is
Girl,
hard to say
I feel
out
like I'm
loud.
working for the tourism board,
Get
for
to
Alabama.
Alabama and maybe only one day. But Brian Stevens said, mass incarceration, this has been his sort of
Yes.
life work.
Yep. Yep.
And I know he produced a film a couple years ago, and
Mhm.
he has been an advocate. And I love
Yep.
that it sounds like there was actually people going to and actually visiting.
Girl,
And I
it
think a friend of mine actually visited a couple years ago. She shared what the experience was.
the other thing I should say is it's only a 2.5 hour drive. Montgomery is like 2.5. I am from
Right.
Atlanta. So you also could be in Atlanta and just make the trip
And take
and
a
go
trip,
over
take
there.
a
Yeah,
family
yeah,
reunion or just
yeah.
family trip,
Just a girls
not in the
trip, a
summer,
day.
I will say, not in July.
I only came back with 3 bug bites, and my hair does feel much more moisturized because my body was the sweat is insane. The humidity is I'm not built for that.
Where is it Alabama? Is it Alabama that that chair incident happened? The when the brother threw up the hat in which the what
You
was
know
it
what?
Was
It
it
was.
Alabama?
Was
What do
it
we call that?
Montgomery? Yeah, it was Montgomery because it
I
was,
think it was
the
called
something in
one.
Montgomery.
It
Oh,
was.
I forgot that. Amen,
Listen, tap, tap
amen.
to the people of Alabama, come
Look,
on.
the humidity was a lot, but I had a good bought some watermelon. It was
Uh,
fabulous. I have a
watermelon
whole video of this man selling us watermelon. Actually, he had the nerve
on
to
the
say,
corner? On the
"Yeah,
corner?
girl,"
What the
and
hell?
he was telling us all about watermelon, whatever, and then someone I was with said something like, "Is it true that the yellow ones aren't as sweet?" And he said, "Look, I'm gonna debunk this myth." He said, "That just means they've seen a little bit less sun." And he said, "Like her," and pointed to me.
Okay, Alabama. Okay. This wow,
Well, I
okay,
wasn't
this
the
is
only
where
he said me and someone else. I said, "Okay." So now I'm
okay,
a high
so
yellow watermelon. Great.
this is high yell this is colorism, there's, like welcome to the South.
And I just
Welcome.
laughed and took a bite and said, "Aha, thank you. Bye."
I've been, like, side eye. "Brother, sit down."
My attitude
Um,
went away a little bit down there. I felt like
is
I
it your did your
felt
shoulders go down?
included. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Girl, it was great.
Okay.
Until someone told me about ticks, and then I was like, "Okay,
You
I'm only
did
wearing
you
pants."
post something about you were in some woods getting
I didn't
some
post,
fried
I
chicken,
texted it
or
to you.
you texted well, you texted it there was some yeah, you texted
Yeah, I
me
was
that
going to a
you
fish
were
fry outside, and had a little cute summer
which
dress,
makes
and
no
then
sense,
had a little
which
cute
makes
summer
no sense.
dress, and JCL's cousin said, "You need to put pants on, there's ticks." I said, "I'm
Did you?
sorry, what?" "Girl,
Did
yes."
you? Okay.
Yes. At one point, I had a long maxi dress on, and I put pants on under it, like an auntie would.
And I know you sprayed yourself down, but I
Girl,
will say, with the ticks across the country, you
yeah,
might be, your whole skirt thing, your little advice from Celeste or whatever her name is, you
that's
might
true.
you you might be having to think about, maybe fall skirts. versus summer
You
skirts.
aren't wrong because I said,
Right.
"I'm sorry, ticks? This is not I don't even know
Girl.
what that means." So,
Girl,
yeah,
you should, and then you have to do a whole tick check. Did you even do a tick check when you got back to that's what Jen
on my
talks
own
about tick
body?
checks
I
too.
mean, yeah, I looked at my body.
There is actually a device that you can use that people in
Shouldn't you be
Martha's
able to
Vineyard
see it?
actually. You sometimes can't because if they're on your clothes, sometimes they're
Uh,
like, yeah, it's a whole thing. The
and if
dogs,
I
we don't do it. We don't have,
well,
knock on wood,
dogs
have
I
ticks in our
understand are
backyard.
children, but, like, girl, I probably
There
should
was
have
a
been checking my hair, right?
Yeah. I don't think they go that high, girl. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know if
I don't know.
I've never heard of ticks in the hair. It
I don't
sticks in it sticks in your feet,
Oh,
your
okay.
ankles, your thighs. It's on
Girl,
your
I don't know.
hand. I think your hair's safe. I think your hair's safe.
Speaking of
But
hair update, Tanya sent me,
yes,
we're gonna start doing some hair reviews on here. I won't
yes,
say the
we
brand
are.
yet
Not yet.
unless it's good. I'm not gonna say if a brand doesn't work, but if a brand works and I like it, I will tell you. So I got my
Yes.
first round of apple cider vinegar washed, still
Yep.
synthetic hair.
Yes.
Still, it did cost me a pretty penny, but less than human hair. So I'm gonna try it on a couple styles and I will report back.
Please report back. My hairdresser recommended it, and she said, all her clients do
She
not
says for all
itch
the
because
hives
of it.
girls.
For all the Hives girls, there is another brand that's in
Beehive,
Sephora
but a whole
now.
nother
Right, it's a whole nother one. She's the first Black hair company
okay.
that is actually in Sephora, so she might be on the
Oh,
list, but hers is much more expensive because it's
okay.
human.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah.
human hair. It's
Okay.
not synthetic. So we're gonna be doing a whole hair segment,
Yeah.
coming up
Okay, good. We
because
will
we're both
have the
natural, right? We're
reviews
both not.
going in.
We
No,
need
girl.
saving. We need some
We
summer
need
hair, and I'm not
saving.
sure what we.
I don't know what's happening with mine. Anyway, anywho, okay, let's keep moving here. We what do we have to talk about today? You and I have been in a bit of a you know, space of feeling like we need to I think maybe it started out with Juneteenth talking about freedom and freedom and
Freedom.
permission and talking about
Yeah.
kind of what are we looking for, searching for, how are we finding it ourselves? What are the things we're still asking other people for permission for that we shouldn't be? Um,
Yeah. And
yeah.
being full and being actually, I think it's like permission to just be.
Hmm.
Sometimes it feels as though we have to be performative, we have to look a certain way, be a certain way. There's this long list for particularly for women and for particularly a Black woman. And so we don't do we need permission? And so the question is, I don't know whether it's permission to take a break, permission to go on vacation, permission to um career change, permission to not have children. There because
Right.
many people for some as someone who decided not to, sometimes those things are judged. And so yeah, we've been talking about that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, yes, there's um, you know, I- it's like what do you call it? Like the paradox between people being like, Black women are bold, say what they want, direct, but also I think so it's harder, I think, sometimes for us to see and recognize the places where we are still asking for permission because they might not be as overt as they are for other people, right? So the
Yeah.
conversation you and I had a few episodes back about like taking up space, right,
Yes.
in the airplane and um or, the idea of like just saying no to something. Like the no is an answer. Like, do you want to do that?
No is
No.
actually an answer.
Yeah,
I
and
mean, I will.
being
Yeah.
yeah, worried about what it says about you if you say no to something, right?
And that's funny. I know this may be a far stretch because it'll be interesting to see it comes out of my mouth, what you say, because we never know. But I mean, I think, and I know this may be a stretch of an analogy, but Rihanna. So, thinking about Rihanna performed, in New York with Jay-Z. She was one of the invited people. I will say you probably haven't seen it, but there's been so much
Clips.
conversation around her body, how she performed, and everything about why she ain't putting out an album, why she's sitting up there having kids. And I was just thinking about when you think about permission, she
Right,
doesn't need permission to do any of that. She
right,
is taking up space and she performed. And she even said, listen, I'm a little rusty, but let me just enjoy my
right.
and I actually loved that energy and vibe because she was just being herself and not
Yeah,
performing,
mhm.
and people were judging.
What's the only thing I did see by only thing I am gonna judge her
Let's
about
see what
is
you're gonna let me see what you're
wearing
gonna
leather in a New York summer, because I can't even think of the word leather in a New York summer because the
but it
sweat
wasn't a full length. Remember, it was like
still, girl,
Beyoncé,
cropped,
she had
I can't.
cropped pants on. It's a
Well,
theme.
there is yeah, there are a few places I feel like I can wear leather without fully overheating, and a New York summer is not the one. But so blessings to her for that, boldness, trailblazer. But, 'cause that could not have been that could not have been me.
Listen, maybe
Yeah,
that's why she was hot. Maybe that's why at one point she took a break because she was like, "Damn,
girl,
why who decide what designer, whose stylist decided this was the outfit?"
I can't think of anything but, like, linen in New York in June and July. But, yeah, I think, yes, this idea that, like, yeah, everyone has an opinion, and also we have to listen to the opinion. I mean, I think we know
Right.
everyone's always gonna have the different opinions, but yeah, when are we actually listening to people and saying like, "Look, she wanted to take a rest, and she doesn't have to ask you all for her
Right.
permission, and she may
Right.
do one thing and not come back, and y'all never may see her on stage again, and that's
You
okay
may
too."
never. You may
Right,
never. And who taught us, who decides
right,
that people other someone else has to approve our lives?
right,
And
right.
what is that one thing, when you think about right now, Jessica, what's that one thing that you think that you feel like you need approval to do? You need permission to do? Or what have you released the
Mm.
need to have need permission to do?
Okay, yeah, I think I don't know about right now, but I would say, like, over time, definitely what I've released is there's, um, those expectations of, like, being a wife, I think, were
Mm,
certainly things that took me a while. Like, I used to have this idea of, like, I have to come home and, like, it's the stuff that you're raised around, the stuff that you see, like, those were these unwritten rules, right? Like, I had to cook dinner every night.
mm-mm.
Like, that
No.
seems so basic, but that took me a very long time to release that of, like, no no one's asking for it. No, also, I don't have children, so it's not like they're sitting there hungry and I'm, like, not
Right.
feeding them. But,
Right.
like,
They're grown people. They're grown
I
people take care of
I got a
themselves.
grown-ass man in my house. He can walk to wherever he wants
Listen,
to get something.
they
We got
still
delivery and a robot if he really wants it.
listen,
But
that robot will deliver it warm too. It'll come.
right. But, like, I took me a really long time, and I actually maybe it was with my therapist. She was finally like, "Who's asking you and who's telling you
Mm,
you should be doing this, you're not doing it, asking you why you're not." And I was like, "Nobody." Like, that's all
nobody.
internal. Like, that was all
Nobody.
my own. I had to give myself
Expectations that
permission to
right,
be
right.
like, "It doesn't matter." Like, it really doesn't matter.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's one thing. What about you?
I think a lot of women are sitting with that too. A lot of women, those
Yeah.
whether it's cooking, cleaning, laundry, it's all like the expectation. For me, I think the permission that it's okay to let go of people.
Of people. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah, because I think I, can sometimes overdo and continue to give and give and give to relationships
Mhm.
that don't always serve me. And I think it's okay that relationships have seasons.
Mm.
And sometimes you might be in a season in a relationship with a friendship. Not Jen, everyone, don't worry. It's not but I'm talking about friendships that you might be in a season with a friendship. And it might be the season of that you're not really engaging each other. And
Yeah.
that I don't have to keep making the effort, the effort, the effort. It's okay to let it sit and then maybe we come back. Like, there have been friendships that have had their cycle of moving on, we both are, like, too busy or we don't engage, and then we come back and go,
Mm,
"Girl,"
right.
right? And
Yeah.
then investing in those friendships that are investing in you.
Yeah.
Like, love, and it's like invest, take the time, appreciate. I think I have and I can sometimes not invest in those people who I know will be there.
Yeah.
And I think that so the permission to pour into those who pour into you, and the permission to also let go if the relationship is not doing going well.
Mhm. Yeah. That's a lot. I think
Sorry, that was that too
no,
was
no, I think you're
uh,
right. I think that when you asked about right now in my life, the permission piece, I think um I tend to prioritize usefulness over reciprocity
Oh,
and in
that's an
friendships.
interest. Okay,
And
that is
so
like an unpack. I wanna
yeah, so it's like I strive so much, like, what are the things I have to do to be useful, to be this? And
Mm, mm,
I don't often just give my like, what's the best way to say it? It's like once I do all of these things, then I can pay attention to me. So it's like
mm,
I have to just give myself permission that no, there's no barriers I have to jump through in order for me to need something first, if that makes sense. So I
yeah.
think that that's it the selfishness piece and the
Mm,
usefulness piece.
yeah.
Well, my therapist is like, those are buzzwords that we stay on, because usefulness, when I'm not feeling useful to other people, I think it's black and white. It's like, if I'm not being useful, then I'm being selfish,
Oh,
and
wow.
it's like,
Yeah.
there's not a
Yeah.
lot in between, and what
Yeah.
lives in between is actually reciprocity. Um, so
Girl, you're, like, teaching people right now. That is almost a pause, and is there boundaries also in there?
girl,
Somewhere in
yes.
there?
Well, not
Is it
not
where
currently, but they need to be.
no, no.
They're being built. I'm looking for a
And
contractor right now.
to build a great structure, just a great structure,
I'm
people.
looking for a team to help me build, but yes, there should be.
There should be somewhere in there's
Mhm,
boundaries. It's
mhm.
I think that I find actually, listen, I'm gonna give you a little thing. I actually find that you are growing in your boundaries. I've seen it.
I am. I know, I truly am.
So
Yeah.
I think you should really give yourself like I think whatever you're built like whoever came in, the team that's coming in, I think maybe you think it's small, but I actually
It's not
think
masonry yet, it's not like bricks, but
it's not,
it's
girl, but
straw.
there's a foundation, girl. There's a foundation. But I actually think you have grown in that. And so I think you should give
Yeah,
yourself that credit.
thank you. It's beaded those college beaded curtains. That's what it is right now.
Oh, not the beaded curtain. Oh, God,
I
no.
never had those for the record. Um,
I have,
yes,
baby.
I I already know. I already know you went
You
through your,
already know.
I already
They
know
were
you went through
colorful
a
and
phase
Jamaican. There
with
was
the
very
incense.
Caribbean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you'd go over to someone's college apartment, the beaded curtains, the incense going. It was a vibe. Bob Marley playing because you just
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. You know, absolutely.
There
Anyway,
should be like a college starter pack of like, "Don't worry, you're gonna go through this phase. When you get there, when you start someone's introduced
right,
3 little birds to you,
right.
just come over here, buy the
Right.
pack,
The
put it
BD
up."
bag, all of it. All of it's in there. All of it, that pack is all those. Someone is gonna we just gave someone a business idea. But, somewhat. But you know what? That is going back to the permission. It's almost like you have to give yourself permission because
Yeah.
honestly, when you really think about all of that, we're in our own heads
Yes.
holding ourselves
Yes.
to account for things that we think other people are
Yes.
doing, and it's honestly just us.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I the other day, a situation happened, and I was with JCL, and he I was putting things on paper, and I just said, like, "Okay, here's what I think I'm doing, and I think I'm putting up boundaries. What do you think?" And he read it and was like, "No." Like,
You
"You're
said no.
missing." He's like, "This is like a 1 on a scale of, like, a 1 to 10. Like, you need" not a 1. He said, like, "You started, but you didn't finish." And he helped me, and it was very helpful to see, like just his take on it, right? He
Hmm.
put something on paper, and I'm like, "Okay, if you did that, I would not think that's selfish at all." But, like, me, I kept being like, "But what if but they're gonna think this, and then when I send this, it's going to trigger this, this, and this." He's like, "Your job is not
Right.
to think 4 steps ahead for that person and make sure that their next 3
Mm.
steps are" he's like, "You're
Are
building
okay.
boundaries basically, you're building boundaries for everybody else, and
That's
you're sitting out
exhausting.
here with nothing," right? Um, but I think that, yeah, there is a,
But who taught
um
you that? When did you learn that that was you being selfish? Like, and you're giving other people permission
yeah,
to do that, but you're
yeah.
not giving yourself permission. And where did you I mean, what point did you think like learn that?
It's gonna be a long it's a long road, girl.
Let me
Um,
this is not a therapy
no,
session.
no, no.
Full
I mean,
disclosure.
yeah, it is ingrained in me. Yeah, I think
It's
it's
just deeply. It's just you. It's just who you
it's
are.
yeah, I think I learned it at some point, but I also
Yeah.
think, yeah, it's who I am. I think it's shaped by a lot of different things, but I do think it is that combination of, like, don't be selfish, but also your value is in being productive and useful, and that combination
Hmm.
is nothing in that is, like, actually about self. Everything in that would tell you to pay attention to everything outside of you, right? Those 2 things. So, for me, much of my permission and work is about allowing myself to consider myself first.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But I think you're sitting in a space that a lot of women considering yourself first.
Yeah.
Like, sit with that. Sit, like,
Right.
how many of us are not are moving and enforcing these rules and doing this stuff and never thinking about ourselves
Right.
first?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what does that do to you? I
Right.
mean, I think about whether it's, "Oh, I have to do this. I have to call this person. If I don't call this person, they're gonna be disappointed. If I don't do this, they're gonna," and I think that all of that, like, energy can just make you sick.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it can make you sick. It can give you sleepless nights. It can keep you up I mean, I know I have myself, I've had those. And, we're enforcing things that honestly and needing to let go of things that honestly we just need to let go of.
Yeah.
And how do we do that? I don't know.
Right. It's like how
We
many
need
of
a
us
therapist.
right, exactly. It's like how many of us have felt, um, run down, overwhelmed. It's never about like, "Oh my god, I'm just so overwhelmed because of all these things I'm trying to do better for myself, and I just can't get" like, no, that's not what it
Right.
is. It's
And the voice is not
always
even in the room. The
no.
voice is I mean, what Jay Sell said is something like he's like, "You are setting boundaries for other people and
Yeah,
thinking about steps of
right.
which and assuming, honestly." I mean, and I do it all the time. I'm
Yeah.
like I mean, as someone did tell me that recently because I'm seeing a coach, and they were like, "You make so many judgments, and so
Mhm.
you make your decision now because
Mhm.
you wanna make sure that nobody is going to, one
Yep.
one, you hate the objection, and you also hate that you could be wrong, and you're like, "Oh my," so you're
Yeah.
like, "Okay, well, what boxes am I gonna
Oof,
create?"
that's
And
deep.
it was deep. It was deep. I'm supposed to do some workshopping on
That is deep, but that's real. I mean, from what I know from you, that's real. That is actually
good coach.
that's
She's a good
the
coach.
that is the, intuition is a blessing and a curse, and that what you just said is the curse part, and not because it's a
It's
curse for
yes.
other people necessarily. It ends up really being a curse for you because you're doing all this extra work, you're not getting paid
Oof,
overtime for it, and it's probably
it's
not landing in
exhausting.
the way you think it is, but you feel like you can't ignore it, and it's like,
Right,
oof,
and then it creates sleepless nights because I'm like, when this
you're like,
situation
"This is
happened,
gonna
this
fall."
situation and this will be falling, and then
Mhm.
and
That's the
there's
hypervigilance
so
girl.
That's damn like, that's episode, what, 3? Uh,
But that's what
3
it is.
where
That's
they
the intuition plus the
God.
hypervigilance of like,
Oh my
you're not gonna
god.
get me caught up.
You ain't gonna catch me.
So I'm gonna just create this whole world around. Don't worry
You
about
are
me. I'm gonna just shape every other thing.
and it is not fruitful or
Mm,
healthy.
right. Right.
Let it all and sometimes and I'm, like, really trying to struggle with, can I just let it all fall? Let it all happen, but maybe it's not gonna fall
It's what
because that's the
my
assumption.
yes, exactly.
I'm like, "It's gonna fall.
That's
It's
what my
gonna fall."
therapist always says to me. She says, "What's the worst that could happen?" Because in my head, I'm operating like the worst that could happen is, like you said, the world, it's all gonna fall. And
It's
then
all
she's
gonna fall.
asked me, "What's the worst that could happen?" And then you feel so stupid saying it. It's like someone will have to do something on their own. Scene. And that's like
Right,
it. And you're like,
right. I
"Oh,
go to
so I'm
bed, I
doing
sleep, I actually sleep tonight.
so I'm doing all of this because I'm afraid that the worst thing could happen is someone says, 'Wow, I guess I have to do this on my own.'"
And that's disappoint but that is disappointment because you know why?
Yes.
We want to fix it. We
Because our
want to fix
value
it.
is in fixing. Mm.
Our value is in building the structure. Our value is in building those people up. Our value is in being the save.
Girl, you
Uh-oh,
got a
or
good
not.
coach. We
I do have a good coach.
shout out to our coach and our therapist.
Listen, shout out to the sisters that
The
sisters
sisters
that
that are helping
support us
other
and
sisters.
we pay them for it. Shout out
Shout
to
out
the
to the
people
sisters who helping the other sisters unwind it all, because that's a
unwind it all because I think that unfortunately we all need it. And like go out listen, if you are listening to this episode and going, "Ooh, this is me," call somebody.
right.
So we went deep. We but how do we okay, so we've diagnosed someone else has helped us diagnose the problem. But how do we change it?
I'm not gonna suggest I've solved anything or that I'm even, like, close
Me
to,
either.
like, getting there, but what I will say, some
Yeah.
things I'm working on is, um, I don't need a good reason before choosing myself, right? I don't
Mm,
look for good reasons before defending someone else, so why do I create those barriers when it comes to choosing myself? So, like I said, for me, that's about reciprocity, um, that's about really deciding that my peace is more important than someone's feelings in a lot of cases. Someone being misunderstood, even if someone misunderstands why I'm choosing my peace, even if someone um,
hmm,
disagrees, if someone's feelings are hurt, if I really feel like choosing peace for myself is necessary, then like not worrying about how that makes someone else feel.
yeah.
Um, yeah. And I think the other thing, which maybe is, a shared thing between you and I don't wanna put your words in your mouth, but, like, even choosing this podcast
Mm,
for me and choosing some of the other things that, like, we're working on, like, I am choosing to do those things not because there is a business case to do them. And in my
mm,
life, I often choose something because there is not necessarily because financial, but, like, this makes sense to do, like, no, I choose to do this because it makes me feel good.
yeah.
Ultimately, it is about myself, and so choosing things in life that are rooted in, first and foremost, like, "This feels good to me," not,
Yes.
"I wanna
Yeah.
I do wanna help other people, but helping other people feels good to me, so I'm not just doing it to help other people or to
Right.
make money or whatever."
It's filling your own cup first. So
Mhm.
it's like, put on your seatbelt. I mean, literally, what are doing things that may not make sense to other people or may not be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? But make sense and bring joy to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And so you know, that might be making a hot, maybe high tea on a Saturday and
I
making
thought you were
all the
gonna
tea
say a hot
sandwiches.
toddy. I was like, "Oh,
Girl, drinking is not.
maybe."
Yeah. Right, it could be for some brown liquor will always make Jessica happy. So, it may make sense. Just really like yesterday, I decided I have been working on my grind, and yesterday I said, "You know what? I am gonna take the morning in the morning and the day off." Right?
You
Pool,
like how she
tai
started with
chi,
morning. "Imma take the morning,
morning.
find the
I mean,
day,
full
the
disclosure,
morning."
I worked last night, but it was fine. I had to carve it out. But, um, but I think it's choosing you, choosing to invest in yourself, choosing whether it's a coach or a therapist, or it's doing your physical therapy exercises or doing a cold plunge, but choosing yourself
Mhm.
and, um, and
Which
not questioning it.
yeah, which feels like it's such, like, basic advice, but
But it's
is this ultimately going to serve me? And if I have to do, how can I look that at this through the lens of me versus like, yes, I have
yeah,
to do this thing for someone else, but how can I get something out of this? That's like not selfish. But I think for so many of us, there for a myriad of different reasons. I shared mine is usefulness, but lots of people have other worthiness or, whatever. There's a lot of things everyone else is
right,
searching for or
right.
trying to be. Um, Understanding that, like, it's okay to insert yourself into everything you're doing and saying, "How's this serving me?"
Yes. How is this serving me?
Mm,
And it's okay to say that, to live that, and to, particularly women out there who are constantly or being asked, caregivers right now, we're in that age in which a lot of us are caring for family and caring for parents and or others. And
yeah,
I think it's hard, but
mhm.
I think you do have to figure it out. What
Yeah,
is serving me? Or are you in a relationship? Are you engaging with people who are just not bringing you joy?
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, because you may have to look deeper than, like, yeah, me doing this thing for this other person is not serving me, but it is if that relationship overall is pouring into you and has shown you,
Yeah.
but I think it's continuing to take stock on it and making sure that
Mhm.
you're not doing things, um because you're used to doing them, because someone expects you to do them,
Mm.
because, whatever, you feel like you should because you know what's on the other side for them if you
Yeah.
don't do it. It's like, "Whew,
It's a lot.
come come
It's a
back
lot.
come back to me."
Yes.
What's that
So
Janet Jackson song? "Come back to
come back to
me,
me. Are we quoting her
back
still? I
to
don't know.
me."
I don't
Oh,
know. There's a
yeah,
lot going on.
actually
I don't know.
canceled.
Question. We didn't cancel her, but all of our followers are probably like, we canceled Janet.
We didn't cancel
What
her.
happened?
I'm just gonna
But I will say, so if you're whatever you're wrestling with, um, be honest about it.
give yourself permission to
Um,
be honest about it.
give yourself the permission to be honest, to have hard conversations, because sometimes those conversations, you hurt me, or are we,
Mm,
or this, those are not
mhm,
easy conversations. And sometimes the other person's not ready for them. And
right.
that is okay.
But
Let
look,
it go. Let it
if
go.
if they are not ready for it, the other thing that my, um, therapist has helped me with is
Right.
it doesn't mean you're not. So if you're in a situation where you don't feel like the other person can process this, you don't think the other person can carry it, you don't think the
Right.
other person can hear it or will hear it, that
Right.
doesn't mean you don't get to process it. So that
Right.
might be even if that might be you in your journal. But, like,
Right. I was just
don't
thinking.
just because
Hmm.
they're stuffing it in, doesn't mean you have to give yourself permission to say, like, "Hey, this doesn't feel right to me." And even if you're saying that to you in the mirror or you in your journal, like, that's okay.
Yeah. I will say, and I know this might sound crazy, but I have now started to do voice notes with chat, and almost when
Using
I'm
your voice,
fresh
that new feature.
using well, no,
Right.
just voice notes. Just
Oh, oh, oh.
telling the voice notes and going, "This happened, this happened, this happened. Let's walk it through." Because always, for some reason, every time I'm annoyed with something, I wanna write a Substack. But maybe, and it doesn't always, but working out the thinking and the
Yeah.
thoughts,
Yeah.
I think that it's actually, I don't love to write down journaling, but I do like to talk it out. And I
Mhm.
am a talker, and I don't want to burden anyone else with my
Right.
like my issues. So it's actually really helpful.
Well, yeah, we
So
and
yeah,
we said this early about, like, the whole thing with AI, if you use it in this way, it's trained on you. So
it's trained on
don't
me.
get yourself, like, you are writing it down. You're just writing it
I
down
am
and
right,
use
in a different way.
in a different way.
Different way,
Yeah.
right. And use the tools, use the tools. So
Yeah.
Jessica, before we go, I
I'm
want to
going
say,
Yeah, because I gotta go get my nails done, girl.
I know you got to go get your nails done. I want to
And,
say,
that's for me.
do you? I want to say this is episode 80.
Oh my goodness, that's exciting.
And so I want to say, this is episode 80. This is exciting. We want to
Ochenta.
thank all of our listeners. We had 5,000 plus downloads. I don't know where, and we
Plus,
really
plus.
appreciate plus plus. But I wanted to say, this is episode 80.
This
This
is
is kind of
episode 80. We should do what the kids do when it's a
what
100
is it?
day of schools and they dress up like a 100-year-old. Oh, we
Okay.
should
No, not happening. But I want to say thank you. As you said, this podcast was just us talking and just whatever.
we
And
need to
was
do
like,
our
maybe right.
we need to do our I wanna thank me for
I
me.
want to thank me for all I've done. I want to thank, and that's what you guys need to do. Give yourself
Thank you.
permission.
Listen to Snoop. Well, God, another questionable.
Oh, goodbye, brother. But give yourself permission to thank yourself.
Right.
Give yourself permission to do things that fill your cup and bring you
Amen.
joy. And thank you, Jessica, for episode 80.
Thank you for episode
Woo,
80. This is so
there's,
exciting.
there's no
Boom.
applause. Where's the applause?
Boom. Oh,
Where's the
yeah.
fireworks?
Remember
And
I found
let's
the
do some
music.
fireworks
Let me
so
see.
you can go get your nails done.
Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me find it. Let me find it.
Come on, a little celebration at the end. Like, subscribe.
I'm adding it.
Huh?
It's playing.
Where's my firework?
It's in
Where's my
there. You
applause?
can't hear it, but
It's
it
just
just played.
okay,
Oh, you'll
perfect.
hear it.
So, yes. So, like, subscribe, listen, and thank you
Listen,
all.
share. Share
And
with
give
someone
yourself permission.
share with someone who's up in your business annoying you, and you're like, "You know what? Just share this episode."
Right. Because, right. I'm only sharing this for some reason. Ha
Right.
ha ha.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, it's Jessica. Thanks for listening to Girl Call Me. If you have something to add or a story to share, come on over to Instagram or Facebook and join the conversation. Also, make sure you follow and subscribe Girl Call Me. You don't want to miss when we release new episodes. Thanks for listening.